When you think of Antarctica, you probably picture this vast, white, empty desert, right? Just a continent of ice and rock at the very bottom of the world. But what if I told you that this frozen wasteland is hiding a secret? A lost world, something so incredible it sounds like it's straight out of a movie. So let's ask the big question. What is actually down there? We're talking about an ice sheet that's thousands of feet thick, pressing down with just an unimaginable weight. What could possibly survive, let alone exist, buried that deep? Now, your first guess is probably just rock, right? Ground down by glaciers over millions and millions of years. And yeah, you'd be right, but you'd also be missing the most amazing part of the story. Because the truth is a whole lot stranger and honestly, a whole lot greener than you can imagine. To really solve this icy enigma, we have to become time travelers. We need to wind the clock way, way back. I'm talking past all of human history, to a time when our planet was a completely different place. Okay, so here we are, present day. We all know what Antarctica looks like, but we're about to jump back 90 million years right into the age of the dinosaurs. And what we find there at the South Pole of all places is going to completely shatter our image of Antarctica. That's right, a paradise. You see, 90 million years ago, the land that is now the coldest, driest place on Earth was actually a warm, temperate rainforest. Think about that. No ice sheet, no blizzards, just trees, swamps, and, well, life. The sheer scale of this change is just staggering. I mean, look at this contrast. On one side, you've got a world that's temperate, swampy, lush. On the other, the frozen, arid desert we know today. It's the exact same piece of land, just separated by time and a radically different global climate, one with way higher CO2 levels that basically turn the poles green. So here's the billion-dollar question. How on earth do we know this? I mean, no human ever saw this ancient world. The proof isn't just lying around on the surface, it's buried deep. And scientists had to pull off this incredible feat of engineering just to find it. And this is how they did it. First, they drilled straight down through 2 miles of solid ice. Can you even picture that? Then, once they finally hit the bottom, they kept drilling, pulling up a core of ancient soil, and what they found inside that core was basically a perfectly preserved message from the past. And this is what was inside. This wasn't just dirt. No, it was packed with fossilized tree roots, ancient pollen, spores from fungi, and even the remains of flowering plants. Every single grain of soil was another piece of the puzzle, and together, they painted this unbelievably clear picture of a complex, thriving rainforest. This quote from one of the researchers really says it all. Can you just imagine pulling up that tube of mud from 2 miles beneath the ice and realizing you are the first human being in 90 million years to see evidence of this lost world? It is absolutely mind-blowing. So that ancient rainforest is long gone, buried under miles and miles of ice. But that same ice, the very thing that entombed one world, might have acted as a perfect insulator for another. It could have created these hidden pockets of liquid water where life, against all odds, might have found a way to hang on. Welcome to the subglacial worlds. And here's what we're talking about. These are entire lakes of liquid water trapped deep beneath the ice. They're kept from freezing by the Earth's own geothermal heat and the immense pressure from above. They are completely dark and have been totally isolated from the rest of the planet for millions of years. And listen, this isn't just a cool theory. Scientists are actively finding these hidden worlds. A really recent discovery, which they perfectly named Enigma Lake, just goes to show that Antarctica is still revealing its secrets. And Enigma Lake, this one's buried under about 45 feet of solid ice. It's a world completely sealed off from our own, locked away in total darkness and under crushing pressure. You'd think it would be a sterile, lonely place. Or, at least that's what we thought. Because this is the final, incredible twist to the story. These lakes, they aren't sterile. They aren't empty voids at all. They're alive. They're actually teeming with microbial life that's been evolving in total isolation for eons. This discovery changes everything. Seriously, this is life that doesn't need sunlight. It doesn't need surface warmth. It is thriving in conditions that we once thought were completely impossible for survival. So from an ancient rainforest to modern microbes, it turns out Antarctica has been hiding life all along. So we're left with this question, right? We've found an ancient lost world and a modern hidden ecosystem. It really makes you wonder, what else is down there? What other stories, what other forms of life are just waiting for us, perfectly preserved beneath all that ice?